From a Lego shoe to a life-size Lego gun, these are ideas that Lego have rejected and will never do. Lego and M&M have been in the works for years, and they had a concept that involved a fully working M&M dispenser. Yeah, this is actually real. Now, you'll just need to pull down the lever, and there are all the M&Ms you will ever need. Lego unfortunately rejected the idea for being hard to execute since they can't include candy in sets. So the only replacement they could do is with studs, which would look a little silly. While Minecraft Lego sets come with either a Steve or Alex minifigure, none have a Herobrine included. Yeah, this minifigure idea was actually considered since it's a very popular character from the game. But after some more consideration, they realized that there was a huge problem. It simply just wasn't a real mob in the game, so they decided to never release a set. Here is a life-size Lego gun. While you can't actually shoot it, you can load it up with Lego bullets, which only make this build even cooler. But unfortunately, Lego rejected because they have a strict rule of not creating sets around violence. Breaking Bad is one of the most popular shows of all time, and so making it a Lego Breaking Bad set sounds like a great idea, but it can never happen. Since a lot of the scenes of the show is very inappropriate, they simply had to reject the idea. But possibly seeing this as an 18+ set would be cool. Just imagine a Lego and Among Us set. And yes, this was a real concept that they were considering, but they didn't realize it was the creepiest, most sus concept to ever be suggested to Lego. And while Among Us was being one of the most popular games in 2021, Lego was pitched multiple times with different Lego Among Us sets and minifigures, but they couldn't accept the collab since it was way too scary for the audience. This is a fully playable Lego golf course set. This set would allow you to set your minifigure on the stud and swing it using the built-in mechanism and hit a hole-in-one. It's an amazing idea, but sadly Lego rejected it for being too hard to create for mass production. That sucks, and it also sucks that you're not subscribed yet. So subscribe or else you'll see this Lego Among Us at night. Here is a Lego train, and this is a Lego Choo Choo Charles. Made after the famous game, this build has to be one of the most scariest set ideas ever, next to Cursed Thomas. And so it makes sense why Lego rejected this idea, simply because it was too scary. Lego McDonald's had a display piece featuring the Ronald McDonald, which was one of the most weirdest Lego builds to ever be suggested. Being more as a cursed symbol, this Lego displays will never show up again since many Lego fans are scared of clowns, making it into most clown-type Lego items. Thank God they never made a Lego minifigure version of him. Here is the most satisfying set concept that Lego rejected. This is a Lego pizza with the cheese even dripping from it. This highly detailed build had many diehard fans excited to see if Lego would actually release this. Unfortunately, there was a big problem. They just didn't think the average fan would buy it. However, we'll still have these beautiful pictures to make our days. This is a rejected Lego tower that is taller than some skyscrapers. Currently, the largest Lego tower was made in Israel at the end of 2017, which is 118 feet tall, and it was helped up by the residents in the construction of the tower itself. It took over a year to design and build, as well as over 500,000 Lego bricks, which were donated by the people in the city. But something more insane is that this world record was built to honor an 8-year-old who has cancer, who was also an avid Lego fan, named Omer, which is pretty wholesome. However, Lego ultimately didn't make this into a real set since it was way too big. YouTuber Brick Machines is known for building insane stuff, but he recently created one of the coolest builds of all time. He used a large variety of bricks to create a working Lego game console all by himself. After creating this custom moving handle, he attached 2 buttons where it would be used to play the video game. Honestly, man, this is so mesmerizing. But sadly, it was rejected for being way too complicated for their designers to make. If you love Thomas the Train, then this Cursed Thomas is gonna change that. With a retractable neck and 6 legs, this build combines 2 things people already hate: spiders and trains. So this is definitely gonna keep you up at night. Just look at that. But Lego never released this since they couldn't get the copyright license for it. Lego Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the most wanted Lego sets ever. These sets would come with all of the iconic characters and even the rooms. There have been millions of videos and people showcasing what this collab idea would have looked like. But unfortunately, Lego couldn't make it since they didn't fit their wholesome reputation. This is a normal Homer Simpson minifigure, and this is a Homer build that Lego considered. This cursed build comes with eyes that stare right into your soul. Lego ultimately decided to reject this item since it would have scared all of the fans. Pokemon is one of the biggest franchises in the world, so it would make sense to have Lego and them to try to collab together. So here is the most wanted set that Lego never released. This Lego Pokemon set would include all the main characters and Pokemon with the iconic building behind them. But sadly, Lego rejected this fan idea since Pokemon already has a deal with another LEGO competitor. This is a life-size LEGO shoe. This set was inspired by the iconic Air Jordan 1 shoe and is extremely detailed. With it actually having over 10,000 votes on their idea, LEGO still unfortunately rejected it for copyright issues. You all know about the modular building sets, so imagine a modular Apple store. This idea would have all the Apple products showcased inside the building with multiple minifigures representing the employees. And since Apple is a huge company, it would make sense to have one in your city. But this was declined because LEGO just didn't think that it fits the line of sets. While we all use computers in our lives, what about using a working LEGO computer? This computer can actually run games like Minecraft, but unfortunately it was denied for being too complicated for even their designers to make. This is a skeleton minifigure. It's pretty cute. And this is a full-size skeleton that's a couple feet tall. The skeleton was an idea to use in anatomy to teach people about the body and how it works. While it sounds like a super cool set, well, for LEGO, they didn't think so and rejected it for being too hard to construct. Legend of Zelda created a set that LEGO was forced to reject. Back in 2013, this was already the third project based on The Legend of Zelda to reach 10,000 supporters, and even LEGO admitted that they were aware that fans really wanted to see this happen. So much effort went into this project, with the sets even being full designed and almost ready to go. However, they never released it since Nintendo and them couldn't come to a deal where LEGO would be able to use their likeness in their sets. This is the LEGO version of the Ghostbusters Marshmallow Man. This build had articulated arms, legs, head, feet, and hands. It also stood over 34 centimeters tall. It's impossible to know exactly why LEGO decided not to produce this set given the overwhelming popularity of the actor. The most common theory was that LEGO already had something similar in the pipeline themselves. This seemed to make sense as a project for a LEGO Firehouse was rejected for that exact reason. But 2 years later, there's been nothing that has been remotely similar to this build, so I guess we'll never know exactly why they didn't accept this sick build. While most LEGO minifigures are pretty wholesome looking, this fan idea is the total opposite, showing an already popular minifigure of Princess Leia in a suggestive position. The fan thought since the other minifigures of her in the past were a little showy, might as well go out, but luckily this was denied for being too inappropriate for the LEGO audience. Here is a working LEGO claw machine. It was first introduced to the world in 2019 at Brickworld Chicago, and it took over 10,000 LEGO pieces to make, which caused them to spend over 3 months to build and engineer. But don't think that just because it's made out of LEGO doesn't mean it's any easier than the real claw machines, because in reality this one is just as rigged. There were many kids that tried to get a plushie, but most of them failed except a select few. This was never released because it was way too large of a set to create. There are thousands of LEGO videos on YouTube, but the most satisfying ones have to be the LEGO cooking videos. If you've never watched these before, they usually just grab the actual food, and once they cut it, it instantly turns into LEGO. You can watch these for hours and still appreciate how satisfying these videos are. But the only con of these videos are that it'll make you extremely hungry by the end. So take this as a warning. This is a satisfying LEGO build that should be impossible, but somehow after you connect a circular LEGO piece, it can spin like a literal Beyblade. And what's better is if you repeat this process over and over around 5 times, it becomes a sort of thing that you can roll at your wheel, creating an extremely satisfying LEGO effect that you should get some popcorn before watching. The best thing is you can kind of add as many as you want, making for bigger wheels and more satisfying looks. Thank you, brick bending, you deserve the world. And these have been LEGO ideas that have been rejected, so if you enjoyed, go subscribe.